welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a new video and I am so excited for today's video because today I am sharing with you guys my top 5 books from this year. These books have been a game changer. If you know me, you know I love books. I am actually obsessed with books. Honestly, most of my life I wasn't a huge reader. I always loved math in school. I hated reading. I hated all of that stuff. But I think as I've grown, at some point I was forcing myself to read, and I think now I've gotten to the point where it's kind of like a habit and I really love reading. So I'm really excited to share with you guys these books because honestly they have changed my life in a lot of different areas, whether it's spiritual, business, mindset, so many different areas, and I'm really excited to put you guys on because I believe that they can change your life as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. Like I've said 1,000 times, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and make sure you go follow me over on my Instagram at Rosely Estela. I'm super active on there and I would love to connect with you guys. So let's get right into today's video. Alright guys, so I have 5 books for you guys. 4 of them are like right here in front of me, and one of them I can't find because I lent it to my mom and she says she knows where it is, but she's been saying that for months. So I just kind of have to mourn the loss of my book. I don't know about you guys, but I am very possessive over my books. I'm like, can you lend it to me? No, I'll just buy you one, thank you. But I do lend them out sometimes. I just like want them back, you know. So anyways, the first book I want to talk about is this book, Atomic Habits. This book is so amazing. It literally changed the game. Like, oh my god, I feel like this is the first book where I was being really intentional with applying what I was reading, because I think sometimes I can get caught up in the kind of like the rat race of like reading, but if you read and you don't apply what you read, you just read for no reason. So when I read this book, I was like, Rosely, you're going to apply something. And when I applied it, it's literally this habit tracker you see behind me that has changed my life. And what this book really says, all in all, still read it, but all in all, it pretty much says that it's not the big things that make you a successful human. It's the little things. It's the way you do the little things that determines the way you do the big things. And I want to read to you one of my favorite things that this book says, and I kind of summarized it in a little sticky note. And it says, systems are more important than goals. Goals are about the results you want to achieve, but systems are about the process that leads you to those results. And what this book says is, you don't have to focus on the goal if you just focus on the system. And I think sometimes we focus on the goal because the goal is exciting, right? But enthusiasm and excitement only lasts so long, right? So when we focus on the goal, let's say the goal is getting abs, right? Or working out, let's say the goal is I want to get abs, right? Okay, that may be the goal, but if we forget the goal, right, and we just focus on the system is I'm gonna work out 5 times a week, right? If I don't focus on the goal and I focus on the system and I say I'm gonna work out 5 times a week, come hell or high water, you're gonna reach the goal without ever even focusing on the goal. And I really love that because I feel like I can get caught up a lot of the time setting goals. But like if you're not putting in the work on a daily basis to get to that goal, if you're not implementing a system, you're never gonna get there. And it just is what it is. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. So that book really changed me. This habit tracker really changed me, and I really implemented new habits. It teaches you how to get rid of bad habits in and also how to implement new habits. So I've really been able to implement new habits like meditating, saying my affirmations, reading my goals out loud, and it's just been so great. And I really believe that that book was what helped me, you know, because sometimes you want to do things but like how can I make it a habit? Like, it's so hard. And that really helped me. So Atomic Habits by James Clear. The second book I want to talk about is actually the book that I'm reading right now. And I'm only like halfway through, okay? But let me tell you, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is a super popular book. It's like a tried and true old book. And it's crazy because I've had it in my closet for years. And I've never touched it. I'm just like, I probably tried to read a few pages before, but it's kind of like, I wouldn't say a hard read, but you need to be taking it seriously. And I picked it up like probably like 20 days ago, like almost a month ago, and I'm only like a little bit less than halfway through, and it has changed the game when it comes to the way I interact with people, understanding the way people work. Because you can have all the knowledge in the world, and that's what this book talks about. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't know how to handle people, and you don't know how to get people to like you, and you don't know how to be like, if you don't know how people work, you know, and a lot of the successful people that we see, it's not that they know more than everybody else. It's that they know how to connect with people better than anybody else. So I feel like this book really is helping me, because I think I'm like in the line between introvert and extrovert. So sometimes I can kind of put myself in a box and allow my comfort to be like, oh no, like, you know, I don't want to meet new people, like I'm good, you know. But I think this book has kind of given me the fuel to feel like I can handle going out there and getting out of my comfort zone, which is so important. You know, if you want to build a business, anything you want to do in life, it's so important. So that book is amazing. I'm only less than halfway through, but it has already changed the game for me. So anyway, so the third book I wanted to talk about is To Hell with the Hustle by Jefferson Bethke. I think that's how you say it. But this book is very contrary to probably every like business self-development book you'll ever read, but it really changed my perspective. And what it talks about is rest, right? And I think that's something that I really struggle with. I always feel like I need to be busy. I find a lot of the time I struggle with finding my worth in my work, in my busyness. And what this book really talks about is quitting the rat race of the world that's hustle, and valuing rest. And that doesn't mean you're not gonna work hard, but I think this book really speaks to us. Like, our world is so overworked. It's always hustle, but you know, rest is just as important. And resting sometimes fulfills you and fills you so that you can go back and do what it is that God has called you to do. So this has been hard to implement, but I feel like I always have it in the back of my mind. When I feel myself like getting caught up, I'm like, Roseli, rest. So I think reading this book really changed my perspective, and somewhere in my brain, I'm trying to implement it. It's still really hard, because when you go your entire life just like, let's go, what's the next thing, it's like, it's hard to like stop running like in the wheel, you know. But I feel like it really helped me to value rest more. And it's funny because before, when I would rest, I would see it as like time wasted, like, girl, like, what are you doing, you know? But something that I learned is when I'm doing nothing, I'm doing something, right? I'm refreshing my soul, and that's the biggest, most important thing I could ever do. So that book is amazing. And if you struggle with finding your worth in your work, if you struggle with always being busy like me, then that book will really give you new insight and help you a lot. So the fourth book I wanted to talk about is actually a devotional, and a few people told me about this one, and I just never really read it. until one day I had it in the back of my mind for a few months, like, oh, I want to get this book, I want to get this book, but like I didn't really want to pay full price for it. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want it bad enough. And then I went to Goodwill and it was there for $1.50, and I was like, that's mine. So I got it. And this devotional it's a devotional, 40-day devotional, and this really puts purpose, it just explains it so well. It gives you such a good understanding of purpose and how God sees it, and at the end it actually helps you to create a life purpose statement. And I kind of wanted to read mine to you guys, just because I feel like that's the biggest thing that I got out of the book, and it's something that I repeat every single day now. And I believe that it really reminds me of what am I living life for, right? Am I living it just to work? Am I living it just to this or that? But I feel like this really reminds me, like, this is your purpose. And I think sometimes we see purpose as a really like, my purpose, like God wants me to speak to the nations. And I'm not saying that can't be your purpose, but I think sometimes purpose is a lot less like I don't know, it's like a lot less like, oh my God, you know. Let me find it. And the purpose statement I came up with at the end, and he asks you questions and all that, and this book is really good. It's a devotional, so if you want to just kind of get closer to God, learn more about yourself and your purpose, this is a great way. It's just a few pages that you read, a Bible verse at the end. And the life purpose statement I came up with is, my life purpose is to worship and serve God with my heart, bring him glory through everything I create, and to be vulnerable in sharing my journey and my testimony with others to allow God's light to shine through me. So that's my life purpose statement. And through this book, he really helps you to create yours, really, you know, for you, because everybody's is different. So that was the 4th book. And the 5th book is actually a book called Mindset. I'm not sure the author. I don't have it with me because, you know, I told you about my mom and stuff. So the 5th book is called Mindset, Changing the Way You Think to Fulfill Your Potential by Carol Dweck. And she's a Stanford University psychologist. And this is a little bit of a hard read. I actually got it when I was in London. I went to a little bookstore. It was so cute and cozy, and one of the workers there was like, hey, this book will change your life. And I was like, hey, okay, I'm gonna get the book. And I got it, and I started reading it in London, and I feel like it's so special to me just because I got it over there right before I came back home. But what he really talks about is a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And you know, a growth mindset sees failure as an opportunity to grow, right? But a fixed mindset believes that failure is the limit of my abilities. Failure defines me. A growth mindset believes I can learn to do anything I want. Even if I don't know right now, I can learn to do anything I want. A fixed mindset believes I'm either good at it or I'm not, right? A growth mindset believes challenges help me to grow. A fixed mindset believes I don't like to be challenged, right? I can either do it or I can't. My abilities are unchanging. That's a fixed mindset. And at the end of the day, we all have a little bit of these mindsets. Even if you are mainly a growth mindset, you still have some fixed mindset in you. And I feel like this book really allowed me to pinpoint where are my fixed mindset, the things I say, the things I think, the things I do, and it allowed me to be aware of them. And whenever we're aware of things, we can change them. If you're not aware of it, you definitely won't be able to change it. So I love this book called Mindset. I popped it up, I think, somewhere over here so you guys can see it because I don't have it with me. But yeah, that's pretty much the 5 books that I wanted to show you guys. I only have 4 here, but that's pretty much it. I'm so grateful for books. I'm so grateful that we can learn and grow from other people's experiences and other people's knowledge, you know. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys supporting me so much. I'm so grateful for all the growth we're experiencing on this channel. But before you leave, I did want to leave you with an encouragement of the day. And I actually read this quote on Pinterest the other day and it really struck a chord with me because it's something that I struggle with. And it said, taking care of yourself is productive. And for me, that's a perspective shift because I think we see productivity as when someone looks at what we're doing, do they see it as successful? Is someone gonna be able to clap and say, wow, good job, Rosselli, good job. But when you're taking care of you, when you're spending time with you, nobody's gonna be there to clap for you. Nobody sees it as success. But the reality is that taking care of yourself is just as productive, just as important, or even more important than anything else that you do. And a motivational speaker that I love called Lisa Nichols, she always says, we are teaching people how to treat us, right? We set the bar, we set the standard. So how important is it that we learn to love ourselves, that we learn to spend time with ourselves, that we learn to take care of ourselves? Because like that's all we got, you know? If you don't love you, if you can't bet on you, no one else is gonna do it for you. So I challenge you this week to take time for yourself, take care of you, whatever that means for you. If that's taking a bath, if that's reading a book, or just sitting on your bed, if it's taking a nap, whatever it means for you, do that, because taking care of you is the most productive thing you can do, okay? It means really investing into yourself because you are worth it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your support. We are growing so quickly and I am so grateful. To other people it may not be anything, but to me it is everything. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like this video, comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.